Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the Study Groove here, and today our video is going to be on how to improve your handwriting. I asked you guys on my Instagram stories what types of videos you want to see on my YouTube channel, and you guys told me that you want to see how to improve your handwriting. It is the top one that I have right now. So yeah, enjoy the video. Alright, so the first step I would say to having better handwriting is to be consistent with your handwriting. And what I mean by this is that you want all of your letters to look the same. Like, you want all of your A's to look the same, all of your E's to look the same, and your Y's and your G's and your W's, because some people make really thin A's, really thick A's, or A's with a tail, and as you can see, I'm doing a couple of examples, and either one of them or all of them are okay, but you want them to look the same on the same paper. It's going to make it look more neat and more aesthetic. And as you can see, I drew my E's, like one's more curvy and one's more like block looking, I guess you can say. And then I also do W's. The W's can be more pointy, or the bottom of it can look like more curvy too. And then you also want to stay at the same height. And what I mean by this is that you want all of your T's to be at the same height. You want all of your A's to be at the same height and such like that. And then we're also going to be talking about tails. So on your G's and your Y's, some people don't emphasize the tails on your G's and Y's, and some people do. And especially on the Y's, you can make it look more pointy or more curvy. And that's the same with like your A's, E's, and W's. Like, you just want them all to look the same. And then we're going to be talking about staying the same width. You want the width of your letters to be the same. Like, you don't want some letters to be fat and wide, and you don't want some letters to be really, really skinny, because then the whole paper is just going to be really off, and it's not going to look like neat and aesthetic like you're trying to make it look. As you can see, like, my A's, some are thick and thin, and then my M is thick, and my D is thick, and yeah, just like that. And then now, the second step towards improving your handwriting would to be find inspiration. Now, this is one of the biggest ones for me, and it helped me a lot because I really wanted my handwriting to be consistent and really neat for everyone to look at, which is why I made a STUDYGRAM. And I'm gonna be inserting, as you can see, some Instagrams that I like to look at and that I did actually look at when I was starting my STUDYGRAM, because I really wanted them to be really, really neat. And you always want to know what you want your handwriting to look like. And that's why I also looked up on Pinterest, like aesthetic handwriting, literally, and you can see a bunch of different types of handwritings, and it gives you an idea of what you want, and it will make it easier for you to get there faster when you have a goal of a handwriting. And then when you already know what you want your letters to look like, it's going to be way easier to copy it than to just like try different handwritings and see what you like better. You should just find whatever one you like first. Alright, the third step would to be conscious of your writing. And what I mean by this is that you really want to pay attention to how you're writing and what you're writing. I know that kind of doesn't make sense, but you want your letters to be clear, and you want your letter spacing to be consistent, and you don't want to tangle your words together. I'm going to give you a few examples of each. So the first one's going to be letter spacing, and as you can see, it looks terrible. Like, my SPA are all spaced out and my ING is all squished together. And some people actually have spaced out letters throughout their entire paper, or squished letters, or like narrow, I would say. And both look good, but you should just choose one. And the second one is clear letters. Like, you don't want your letters to be not legible. You want them to be legible, and you want them to be easily read. And then the last thing is no tangles. Like, you don't want to make your words into cursive. You don't want to, like, when you're writing fast, you have a habit of, like, tangling your words together. Okay, my fourth tip to improving your handwriting is definitely going to be for you to know what you like and know what you don't like. And what I'm talking about is mostly your supplies or your stationery, because there's a million different pens, pencils, nib sizes, different papers, different paper brands, and there's just way too many to keep track of. And I personally would choose 0.5 nib size, and I use gel pens, and some people like roller ball pens or like roller pens. I don't really know how you say it. And the gel pens I'm going to be showing you first is going to be my Zebra Sarasa clip is 0.5 millimeters, and this one is my favorite one. And then the second one is going to be my Pentel Energel 0.5 millimeters with the needle tip. And this one actually kind of looks thinner than the Zebra one, even though they are the same size. I don't know, which they're the same needle size, but sometimes the Pentel one looks thinner. And then the third one's going to be my Pentel Energel 0.7 millimeters. Yeah, and I used 0.7 pens and pencils my entire life until college. Literally, I thought that the thicker it was, the neater my handwriting was going to look. But once I hit my freshman year of college, I realized that that was not it, and that 0.5 was it. And I also thought that pencil was the way to go, when it obviously wasn't, because black pen just stands out a lot more on paper, and it just looks really, really nice when it's all put together. And then paper, some people like grid, some people like line, dotted line, some people like blank. Paper is more of just a preference, I would say, to yourself, because some different kinds of papers make your handwriting look neater. And my fifth and final tip would be to practice. And I'm going to show you my alphabet in the handwriting that I have right now, or that I try to do most of the time. Sometimes I have bad handwriting days, and you guys probably wouldn't be able to notice, but I notice all the time. And this is my alphabet in lowercase, and then I'm going to do it in all uppercase. And I would say that this is really important to practice, because once you have all your letters down individually and you have it sort of like a muscle memory, it'll be way easier for you to write like all your paragraphs and notes, like, and it'll be way more flowy. And I would say really take your time when you're doing your alphabet and when you're taking your notes at first, when you're trying to be more efficient with them and make them look neater, because you'll start to get faster as you go on and the more you practice. But you definitely should start off slow. And then I'm also showing you a different style of an alphabet, and I would say I would describe these as more like wider letters. Like, my handwriting is pretty thin and narrow, but this one is more thicker, and as you can see, I wrote QRXT, which was really stupid. I meant to put S, obviously. I got the alphabet wrong. I'm a little tired today. And yeah, so I think this handwriting style is also really pretty. It's easier for me to write it narrow and neat than to write it thick like this. I think it takes me longer to write it like this, but I see a lot of people with pretty notes like this, and I wish I could do it, but I can't. Alright guys, this is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that this helped you. Let me know in the comments below if it did, and you can always DM me pictures of your notes and I'll post them. But yeah, if you haven't already, you should totally subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.